It was loud, chaotic, and packed with unforgettable laughs. But behind the comedy of It Ain't Half Hot Mum are surprising truths that could change how you see it forever. Fact 1.
I hadn't noticed that girl's got very big thighs, had you?
Writers Jimmy Perry and David Croft drew heavily from their own military past. Perry had served in a Royal Artillery concert party during World War II. Many storylines were inspired by actual events he witnessed. The sweltering heat, chaotic rehearsals, and eccentric soldiers were all real memories. Sergeant Major Williams' constant shouting came from Perry's real-life superior. Croft brought his experience from serving in India and Burma. That's why the uniforms, slang, and routines felt authentic. Even small details like the heat-making temper's flare were drawn from truth. The character's desire to avoid real soldiering mirrored Perry's old colleagues.
Fiona. That's a pretty name.
Fans with military backgrounds often said the show got it right. It wasn't just sitcom fantasy, it was part memoir. The mix of fact and comedy gave it a distinct charm. Perry once said writing the series was like living my youth all over again. That authenticity set it apart from other comedies of its time. It proved that lived experience can fuel timeless humour. The laughs were born from reality, not just imagination. And that's why so much of it still feels believable today.
Disgusting! Never have I seen such a display of blatant puffery.
Fact 2.
Oh, Dr. Saab, unfortunately, my watch does not go beyond 11 minutes past 10.
Actor Michael Bates played the Indian character Rangi Ram. Although born in India and fluent in Urdu and Hindi, Bates was white. For the role, he wore brown face makeup. At the time, the BBC saw no issue with this casting choice. Today, it's widely viewed as controversial and outdated. Bates defended the role, saying it was a tribute, not a parody. He claimed Rangi Ram was one of the smartest characters in the show. The writers felt Bates's personal background gave authenticity. Still, modern audiences have mixed feelings. Some episodes with him have been removed from later broadcasts. Bates argued that Rangi Ram often outwitted his British superiors. To him, the character was a point of pride. The makeup remains one of the most debated aspects of the show's legacy. It's a reminder of how entertainment norms have shifted. Fans still recognise Bates's performance as sharp and memorable, but the brown face issue ensures the character remains controversial. It's one of the show's most complex historical footnotes.
Now, Saab, this eye is man's eyes. This eye is woman's eyes. And Saab, their eyes meet.
Fact 3. While popular in the UK, the show also found big audiences abroad. It aired successfully in Australia, New Zealand, and several Asian countries. British expats loved it as a nostalgic slice of home. In India, reactions were mixed. Some enjoyed the humour, others criticised it. The setting and slapstick made it accessible to non-British viewers. Even without perfect English, audiences could follow the comedy. The BBC sold the show to over 30 countries, and for many overseas fans, it was their first taste of British military humour. In Australia, it regularly made weekly top 10 ratings. The global reach surprised even its creators. They had feared it would be too British to export. Instead, it proved universal themes like bureaucracy and bossy officers travel well. The exotic setting gave it a unique selling point. This international success helped sustain its run for years. It also paved the way for later sitcom exports like Allo Allo. It was proof that even very British comedy could go global, and that success remains part of its lasting legacy.
It's rubbing on the inside and wearing your head out.
Fact 4.
Disgusting! Never have I seen such a display of blatant puffery.
Sergeant Major Williams was one of the loudest characters in British TV history. Actor Windsor Davies developed the booming delivery himself. It mixed his Welsh accent with exaggerated military bark. The voice became instantly recognisable to millions. Fans often stopped him in the street to hear "Shut up," shouted in character. Davies said it was inspired by a real sergeant from his service days. That man could be heard across camp without a microphone. The voice added a comic menace to the role. Davies even recorded a novelty song, Whispering Grass, in character.
Why do you whisper green grass?
It became a UK #1 hit in 1975 and sold over 1 million copies. The single's success shocked the cast and crew. Davies kept using the voice for ads and cartoons. It became a pop culture phenomenon far beyond the show. Without that unique delivery, the character might not be as memorable. It showed how vocal choices can define a sitcom role. Davies turned a stock military stereotype into comedy gold. His voice is still imitated by fans decades later. It's one of the most enduring legacies of the series.
Yes! He's half asleep. Kick him up the jockey.
Fact 5.
While train is doing 50 miles an hour.
In the 1970s, the humour was seen as harmless slapstick. But as decades passed, criticism increased. The portrayal of Indian and Asian characters was called outdated. Some were played by white actors in makeup. The show's depiction of colonial attitudes drew complaints. The BBC eventually stopped repeating it in prime slots. Writers Perry and Croft defended the accuracy for the period. They argued the humour targeted all characters equally. Still, the debate has shaped the show's modern image. Some see it as a time capsule, others see it as offensive. The controversy hasn't erased its original popularity, but it has limited its presence on mainstream TV. DVD releases now carry disclaimers about outdated content. This shift reflects how audience sensitivities evolve. It remains a case study in changing cultural standards. Even with the criticism, it's still remembered fondly by many. The debate will likely follow the show for years to come. Its humour is now part of a larger conversation about TV history.
Oh, no need to do that, Saab.
Oh, I might catch something.
Oh, no, Saab. That smoke kills absolutely everything.
Fact 6.
Gosh, it's hot, isn't it?
Now, what you're needing is one nice cup of tea. Hey, Chawala! Idhar aa, jaldi, jaldi chalo!
Although filmed in England, the set convincingly recreated wartime India. Outdoor scenes were shot at a former army camp in Hampshire. It had authentic barracks and parade grounds. The climate was recreated using lighting and set design tricks. Wardrobe used real military uniforms from the era. Props came from genuine army surplus stock. The heat you saw on screen wasn't always real. Sometimes actors wore layers to sweat. Even the mess hall was built to match period photos. Local extras with Indian heritage were hired for background roles. Some scenes used matte paintings to suggest far-off landscapes. The authenticity impressed military veterans. They praised the show's attention to detail. The set design made the humour feel grounded. It avoided looking like a cheap studio comedy. The production team took pride in its realism. That authenticity helped the absurd moments land harder. It showed the creators cared about more than just punchlines. The set itself became a character in the series.
It is too sad for words. I can feel the tears coming into my eyes.
Fact 7.
Another intrigue. Oh yes, you told them once before.
Their on-screen chemistry carried into the recording studio. In 1975, they released the single Whispering Grass. The novelty duet was performed entirely in character. It became a #1 hit in the UK for 3 weeks. Sales passed the 1 million mark, earning them a gold disc. The song's success shocked everyone involved. Davies joked it paid for my house. They even performed it live on Top of the Pops. The pairing led to more recordings and a full album. The album mixed comedic tracks with straight singing. Fans loved hearing them outside the sitcom. The music career extended their fame beyond TV. It proved the characters had appeal far outside the barracks. Even decades later, the single is remembered as a novelty classic. It's rare for sitcom stars to top the charts in character. Their friendship made the performances feel genuine. It became one of the strangest, most successful spin-offs in sitcom history. A true oddity that became part of British pop culture.
Why tell them all the old thing?
Fact 8.
Tumty 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 tum tum, Meri jaan खूबसूरत है.
Many sitcoms of the era relied on canned laughter. It Ain't Half Hot Mum used live audience reactions for studio scenes, but location shoots had no laugh track added. This gave outdoor scenes a more natural feel. It let the humour breathe without forced cues. Writers felt this made slapstick moments more believable. Fans noticed the different tone between studio and exterior shots. The approach set it apart from other Croft and Perry sitcoms. It added a subtle realism to the comedy. Even without laughs, the timing stayed sharp. The production trusted the audience to find the humour themselves. This confidence in the material paid off. It showed the show could stand on its own without prompts. The contrast made live audience moments feel even bigger. It was an unusual choice for the time. The result was a sitcom that felt less staged. It's one reason the humour has aged better than some peers. Not all comedies of the era took that risk.
That British officer Saabs do not cut toenails when train is standing at the station.
Fact 9.
Do not worry, Sergeant Major Saab. I've made sure while I have cold bath.
Bates left the show after 5 seasons due to health issues. He was battling illness that made filming difficult. The writers chose not to recast Rangi Ram. Instead, they wrote the character out entirely. Fans were sad to see him go. His absence changed the dynamic of the concert party. The show carried on, but some felt it lost a key spark. Bates was respected for his professionalism despite his illness. He remained proud of his work on the series. Colleagues spoke warmly of his humour off-camera. His departure marked a turning point in the show's history. It showed how much one character could shape a sitcom. Without him, storylines shifted focus more to the Sergeant Major. Bates passed away in 1984, just a year after leaving. His legacy remains a mix of talent and controversy. Even now, fans debate his portrayal of Rangi Ram, but few deny he was central to the show's early success. His exit closed one chapter of the series.
They are ruddy, marvellous people. And are they downhearted? Yes.
Fact 10.
I very much doubt it.
I very much doubt it.
Unlike many sitcoms, It Ain't Half Hot Mum ended on its own terms. The creators felt the premise had run its course. They didn't want it to fade in quality. The BBC agreed it was better to finish strong. The final season aired in 1981. It wrapped up without a dramatic finale. Instead, it kept to the usual comedic tone. Fans appreciated the gentle goodbye. The cast saw it as the right decision. Ending on a high note preserved the legacy. It allowed the show to be remembered at its best. Croft and Perry moved on to other successful projects. The decision avoided the too long problem many sitcoms face. The ending left room for nostalgia. It's remembered as a complete and satisfying body of work. The choice to stop was rare in TV comedy. It's one reason the series still holds its charm today. Sometimes knowing when to stop is the key to staying timeless.
I don't smoke, thanks, we'll see.
Bonus fact.
Meet the gang, cause the boys are here. The boys to entertain you.
The jaunty theme tune was composed by Dennis Wilson. It was designed to sound like a traditional British military march. Wilson used brass instruments and percussion to create parade ground energy, but he added a cheeky, light-hearted melody on top. This made it both military and comedic at the same time. The tunes subtly mock the pomp of army ceremony. Veterans recognized the musical style instantly. Some even thought it was an existing military piece. Wilson confirmed it was entirely original. The music set the tone before a single joke was told. It told audiences, yes, this is the army, but not as you know it. The theme became one of the most recognizable in 70s sitcom history. It was later reused for stage performances based on the show. Wilson said it was one of his proudest compositions. The march reflected both discipline and absurdity, just like the series. It showed that even the music carried layers of satire, and for fans, it's impossible to hear it without picturing the concert party in chaos. A small detail, but one that helped make the show unforgettable.